You can love it or hate it, but it's major, it's major. Hello to my twin FL. It's your Belle, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to review Love Goals. Love Goals is a series that's set to premiere on Saturday, March 7th, or at least that's what it says, but it seems like it came on 1 week early because I was able to watch season 1, episode 1. So we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. Love Goals is basically a marriage boot camp situation where these 5 couples attend couples therapy and see if they can get to a common place in love so that they can reside there happily. I'm going to introduce you to the couples now so we can get right into it. So first up, we have Althea and Benzino. Now, they're not a couple, even though they were previously married and they got divorced. They are pretty much just a disaster of a co-parenting situation that's going to continue to unfold on national TV as it has for the past couple years. Then we have Dwayne and Teresa Bowe. They met during his time as a Kansas City Chiefs player in the NFL, and together they have 2 kids. Next, we have Dee Dee Roper, aka Spinderella, and her fiance Q. Spinderella's breakup with the group Salt-N-Pepa is causing a few issues in her relationship, and we're going to get to see how they handle that. Next, we have Sunday Carter and her boyfriend Brian. Shortly after Sunday left marriage boot camp, she divorced her husband and started to date Brian. Now they just have a couple of kinks they need to iron out, and we're going to see how they handle that. And that's it for now. But according to this promo pic, it looks like Coolio and his wife or girlfriend is going to join the cast later. So we'll see about that. So the show wasn't on 5 minutes before they have Althea and Benzino in the car arguing. And just to show how distant they are, when Benzino actually got in the car, Althea couldn't even scoot over any further, but she tried to scoot through the window just to get further away from him. So that is almost an indication of how bad or what a bad space they're in. I mean, she goes right in. She talks to Benzino about, or they're arguing about how he's broke and how she has more money than him. And she says she's always had more money than him, which is something I really don't believe, but that's what she said. And then she named a bunch of things that she's done, which they really didn't amount to anything. We never knew who Althea Hart was until Benzino brought her to the big screen. And that's the bottom line. And I know it's not just me. It's a million other people out there just like me. At any rate, those are his buttons. So he gets out the car to take a breather. He calls a friend and he's like, I can't do this with her. I'm not going to do this with her. She's saying this and she's saying that. And the friend pretty much gives him some sound advice. He says either breathe or leave. And that's the bottom line. I'm pretty much a no-nonsense friend like that too. I'm not really with the drama and all of the crap that goes along with a bad relationship. So either you're going to breathe or leave. And obviously he decided to breathe because he got back in that car and got to that house for that check. Immediately when they get there, Benzino takes a breather again. And so Althea's sitting by herself. And then when he joins the group, they sit so far apart that the other couples immediately question what's going on. So they say, are you guys a couple? And they explain that they're not, and that they're just trying to learn how to co-parent together and that they can't get along. So Benzino was being a little bit quiet. So Spin asked him, what's up, Benzino? Are you okay? How you feeling? And Benzino says, sometimes it's just cool to stay quiet so I don't have to be humiliated and things like that. And so Althea says, don't you think you humiliate me when you talk about the men that I've been with and when you call me a gold digger? And then she goes ahead and blasts him for saying that he wants her to die on the way over there. They pretty much had the same argument over and over again throughout this episode. But between there, we got a chance to get to know some of the other couples a little. For instance, Spin and Q have been together for 6 years, and he just recently proposed, and they're planning a wedding. But they have some issues surrounding her breakup with the group Salt and Pepper, and I don't think she's handling it very well. So we get to see how they iron out those issues. So next up, Breon explains that he met Sunday because she was basically trying to seduce him by dropping a napkin and bending over in front of him in a bar that he was working at. And once you hear what their problem actually is, it makes a lot of sense, especially with the way they met. Anyway, they make their way to the house and they walk in hand, and immediately Sunday spots Benzino. And I don't know if you guys remember the marriage boot camp house, but Benzino told Althea that he had slept with Sunday, which Sunday said was a complete lie and that he was just using that to make Althea jealous. So no one really knows what happened, but she said something to the effect of they just laid in the bed together. And in this day and age, I just don't know people who lay in the bed together without having sex at one point or another. So there it is in a nutshell. They hugged it out. Sunday and Breon go ahead and join the group, and they immediately get the question, are you guys dating? Are you married? And they say that they're dating. And so people want to know how long. And when they say that they've only been dating for 8 months, it was kind of alarming because it led to the very next question, which is a question I probably would have asked too. And Spin said, after 8 months, you guys are already here? What's going on? And Sunday says that Breon is a womanizer, but if you were able to hook him just by dropping a napkin and bending over in front of him, you have to expect that other women will be able to hook him that way as well. I mean, truthfully, what that says to me is that he's one of those guys that will cheat just because of what he sees. And she says that she allowed it at first, but now she doesn't want it, which I don't really believe in. I think that the way you start a relationship or the way you make a person treat you in the beginning is the way they're going to continue to treat you. So you have to be really, really careful with that. But moving on, the licensed therapist comes out to introduce herself. Her name is Spirit. She is a married mother of 7, and she explains that when it comes to relationships, marriages, co-parenting, blended families, and even sex is something that either she has seen within her practice or something that she's been through in life. And so she is very well versed on the subject, and she will be able to help them. And while she's addressing the group, we get a little snippet of the issue that Teresa has with Dwayne, which is that he keeps too many of his boys around. And they've just been around for so long, she just wants to know, when is it going to stop? So after that, she sends the group off to their residence, which is in the Hollywood Hills. It's a wonderful, fabulous mansion. And this is where they actually meet the resident counselors, Keandra and Stevan. While they're getting to their rooms and everybody's getting their room assignments, Spin talks to Benzino, and Benzino says, is this your first time being married? And how did you know he was the one? And Spin explains the sweetest thing. She said, even through tragedy, he'll put a smile on my face. And I think that that is very, very important. So that was something that was very nice to hear. The counselors get ready to assign a room to both Benzino and Althea together. And Althea says, no, God, we need separate rooms. We're not even together. And I guess that was something that production had not anticipated. They just didn't know what a bad space they were in because they had them in the same room. But I can totally understand. If I'm not with a person, I don't want to sleep in the bed with them. You can tell that Benzino is hurt by the decision because it turned into a discussion downstairs in the living room where the group was talking again. And you could tell that he's kind of hurt. Here's the thing though. Benzino, Kenya Moore, Portia Williams, and a host of other people that I've seen on reality TV who were desperate for a relationship ended up with the wrong person. So that's something to look out for. You know, you do get preyed upon by people who are predators looking for a situation or a come up or something that they can use to better themselves. And that person is not always going to love you. So that's just the way it is. And that's what I think happened with Althea and Benzino. But here's the lowdown on them. This is the real tea, okay? Benzino hit her up on Twitter. He did this knowing that his best friend or former best friend, Stevie J, had already had an encounter with her, if you know what I mean. And he did it while they were not cool. So it looks like he had a reason for hitting her up and she had a reason for responding, because he also said that she had been trying to get on Love and Hip Hop for 2 seasons, and that she sent an email saying that she had even slept with 2 of the guys on the show just to try to get on. So while Benzino may have misrepresented himself a little bit while he was filming Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, most guys do. You know, they do when they're trying to court somebody or they have somebody they make things look like they are a little bit more, you know. But he was still right, because he said that she made herself look like a gold digger and that he didn't have anything to do with that. And I believe that that is something that she did, especially after we met her beautiful 5 times married mother. Okay? And it's just a few other things, but I won't go into it. She just kind of gives me a gold digger feel. I mean, when you think about it, she knew she had been with Stevie. She knew that they were not in a good place, because she was definitely a fan before she started filming, because she was trying to be on the show. And because Benzino and Stevie were not in a good spot, I do think that Benzino was on a mission and he had a motive for contacting Althea, definitely. It just didn't pan out the way he wanted it to. He thought he had sort of a Puerto Rican princess situation going on, and the tables got turned, because after they stopped filming and after the cameras went away, Althea dropped him like a bad habit. And it's sad to say, but even through their arguments, she says, "You are just a babysitter and you're broke." And he says, "I've given you $1,000, not just thousands of dollars." He says, "I've given you thousands of dollars, not just in cash, but also in opportunities." And she says, "It's not about that. You turn everything into cash." And I'm sitting here thinking, like, first you said he's just a babysitter. Then you're admitting that not only does he watch his son, he also gives you money. So which is it? Is he just a babysitter and is he broke? Or is it not about the cash? Anyways, their argument about the same thing again leads Benzino to the kitchen in tears. He's wiping his face. He's asking her, "Why do you hate me? Why do you treat me like this?" And she pretty much is cold. She's got an icebox where her heart used to be. But their issues have taken up so much of the group's time that Spirit is a little concerned. So she gets the group together and she has a little bit of a discussion with them. And she asked, "Have you guys gotten to know any of the other issues from the group? Because it seems like they're focused so much on you that they haven't even got a chance to get into their own issues." And Benzino, you are saying, and you keep saying that she's pushing your buttons, but you have to have a button to push in order for it to be pushed. And when you expose the things that make you angry and the buttons that people can push, it actually exposes your insecurities and deeper issues that you have. She tells the group, "You're all here for a reason. You're all here to get something. Get it," which was great advice, because everyone can use a tool that will make their relationship better. But anyways, that's all I have, because that's the way the episode ended. And I really appreciate you guys for sticking with me through the end of the video. And we can continue this conversation down below in the comments. But first, I'd like for you to go ahead and like, subscribe, and share with a friend, please. And go ahead and hit that notification bell so you'll know when I upload another video. But till next time, go ahead and take a look at this season's trailer for Love Goals.
You gave me your word.
I'm about to freaking have a panic attack.
Why would any woman want to be with a man like you that talks to them like that piece of shit?
Can I please say something? No. Do you feel good now?
No, I don't.
This is how you're going to lose your marriage. Either we're having group and it's my damn group, or you can get the hell out.
You act like a pig.
No, I'm not gonna stand up. I ain't your puppy.
It's too freaking much.
Don't be shocked when you hear me say, you.
We actually do have a fifth couple that is going to be joining us. I can't help you if you don't show it to me.
Everything. I'm a mess.
Tell him, Teresa. If things do not change, I might as well be alone. He's been fighting everybody his whole life, so he fights me.
I was working in a crack house, and my mother came to the door.
When things are hard, you have to say, baby, look at me. Stop looking at them.
Number 3 with the feds, 4 for the love, LOVE. Come on, I'm trying to put you on some new shit.
I love my warrior.
I love you. I'll do anything for you.
Every challenge that you meet in life is simply a problem in need of a solution.
Oh, man, she's the real deal, but I felt like I walked out of some holy water right there.
May this be just the beginning of our love goal.
Hate it or love it, or you can love it or hate it, but it's major, it's major.